Hello, Eurovision party people. Welcome to Eurovision is My Religion, where we casually chat, laugh, and cringe at the Eurovision Song Contest. Join us and our diverse opinions as we dissect the Euro madness. It's chill, it's funny, and it's Eurovision hangout you didn't know you needed. I'm your host today, August, and with me I have our dear friend who was dearly missed from last week, Katrina.
I'm back. Hello.
Welcome back. The champion of positive songs and a skeptic towards sad boys, Simona.
Yes, still skeptical. Yet to be proven wrong.
And the one who is ready to call Interpol, Gerda.
No words. You were not expecting that intro.
Interpol did not answer my calls last week.
I think she's about to call Interpol for your introduction.
Yeah, I think we generally agreed that the us four have very high standards. So we are ready to call Interpol if there is injustice in Eurovision Song Contest. And this week, a lot happened, and we are here to review. Norway had heat number 3. Lithuania had heat number 3. Luxembourg, after 31 years, came back for the Eurovision Song Contest entry. So we will talk about that, as well as Ireland, who picked their song.
I like how you pronounce Ireland in almost Irish accent.
Ireland.
It's a pirate accent that Gerda just done.
Ireland. Let's talk about Ireland then. That seems like a good place to start. Okay, what do we think about Ireland?
I just want to start with a question to the rest of you. Do you think all the singers were just bad singers, or was it a bad sound quality? Because everyone sounded a bit off.
It was the sound quality. You can hear like the sound mixing was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it was painful to listen. And then I thought, if everyone's bad, maybe the infrastructure is bad, because otherwise I just can't believe that.
Maybe that's why the boy band did so well. If we want to start there. Because they kind of hit the notes.
Last 4 days, and I swear I'll never mess this up, 'cause I'll never find a love like us.
But they only did well with international jury, nobody else. Televote or jury, sorry.
They did okay. They did okay. They were not topped up with the national, but they also did okay. Maybe because they hit the notes and they had the setup.
I think it's also a tendency in the recent Irish performances to select a bland song that will not impress anybody.
Yeah.
So I think that was also the case. It's just a tradition so far.
No, it is. That, like, in any normal year, you would say, oh yeah, that's the song Ireland's gonna suggest.
Yeah, nobody will vote for it.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised because obviously Reddit hyped up different songs and bookies hyped up other songs. So this was kind of a shocker to me that international jury gave 12 points to them. And then also the public gave 10 points to them. So they weren't really they weren't in the back. So clearly there are plenty of people in Ireland that do like this kind of music. So
It reminded me a little bit of Donny Montello. I've been waiting for this night. Did you get a similar vibes?
I got the One Direction vibes or NSYNC vibes or any other boy bands that has just been done for the last 30 years vibes.
I was thinking the same. I thought that we moved on from the boy bands in general.
And it's not quality. I think both Donny Montel and One Direction, at least, they are sweet boys, but they deliver well, but these boys look like high schoolers or ninth
Justin
graders.
Bieber, when he started, I think looked like a high schooler as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
he was, I think, a high schooler. He started at like 14 or 16.
I love how we are casually putting Donny Montel in the same category, like One Direction and Justin Bieber.
I mean, who doesn't know Donny Montel?
Yeah, Lithuanian.
He went to Eurovision twice, so he should be well known to the Eurovision fans.
Yeah, the boy band. I think I read a comment on YouTube. Somebody said if Ireland elects the boy band, they should retire from Eurovision forever or something like this. And it had 100 likes. Anyway, Are we? Yeah, we're the hater podcast, right? We can be mean.
We can be mean, yes,
Okay.
if we want to.
What did you guys think about the winner of Ireland?
I'm gonna invite people to fight with me. I loved it. I perfectly loved it. I listened to actually a song on Spotify, and it's really, really good. I really enjoyed it. It was very different. The melodic part is really cool and works well. The artist seemed expressionate. She definitely had a style and what she wanted to do. And obviously the sound was not great for all of them, so I didn't judge her too much. And upon listening the Spotify song, I really enjoyed it. I actually played it at the gym. That's the first song that I ever replayed from all of the songs that I've so far heard.
This year?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw comments on Messenger, so I knew that this will be a fight.
I mean, we haven't started fighting you, so maybe you're kind of.
I can go next. I suspect that I might have a similar relationship with the song like I had last year with Serbia's Look Back song, where at first I really did not like it. It made me feel almost uncomfortable. But then after multiple listens, I started to really liking it. And by the time it was the final, I was in love with it. I could see something similar happening here. The first time I listened to the song was the live performance in the weekend final, and I really did not like it. I did not like the aesthetic. This kind of Tim Burton corpse bride plus gothy aesthetic is just not for me. But then I also listened it on Spotify, and I already started clicking with it a little bit more.
Okay, so maybe the Spotify point explains some of the kind of opinions. I only listened at the live performance on YouTube, and it's just was painful to listen to it at points. I do like that they have Ireland has chosen something different this year. I was sick of the kind of bland pop songs that they were sending every year, so kudos for that, but definitely didn't feel like my song. So yeah, but maybe I should listen to the song on Spotify. Maybe that will improve my opinion.
I loved it.
Yeah, if it's true what you guys said about the sound quality, maybe that has something to do with it. If she didn't project well, or if the sound was coming, if it could sound better, yeah, I'd be curious to hear the Spotify version too.
You see, I turned everybody around. Well done, Simona.
It was interesting. I thought it was weird, for sure. Maybe that's an understatement, weird, but interesting. And I thought it was more like theater rather than a song that I wasn't sure whether I would listen to it on my own, like Simona said, as a song, in a playlist. I thought it was interesting to see the performance. But do you guys, this is a question that I had for all of you. Do you think Eurovision songs need to be held in the same category as a normal song? Should they be songs that you add to your playlist and have as a song that you come back to and listen to? Or is it a different category? Is it more performance and spectacle in Eurovision? What do you think?
All of the above.
Honestly. To answer your question,
A and B.
Yeah.
All of it.
All of the above.
Option answer A or answer B. Yeah, okay.
Because I enjoy having songs that I put to my regular normal playlists. There is that category of songs. There is the second category of songs that we put to our party playlists or like fun road trip playlists, like a special occasion playlists. And there is the third category where you really enjoy them that night for the spectacle, but you wouldn't really listen them on their own without the spectacle. So yeah, all of the above for me.
Like last year's Croatia, for example. I enjoyed the spectacle, but it's not on my playlist.
Exactly.
But
Very
I
good
still enjoyed
example.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more in the spectacle category than kind of. I don't usually add Eurovision songs to my playlist, but
we do karaoke in those songs.
Yeah,
so
of course, and I do listen to them repeatedly in the Eurovision season. It's just kind of they don't feature in my regular playlist, but I don't know. I think I enjoy different kind of music outside Eurovision, but in Eurovision, just everything works well in these genres that I don't normally listen to. So yeah. I love it.
Editor's note, Gerda is just so much cooler than us. She listens to different music outside of Eurovision.
I just don't want to have Eurovision as my top genre on Spotify Wrapped.
For the record,
it's only for the Spotify Wrapped stats.
Fair enough.
Cool. So is the consensus that we're happy with Ireland's choice? Out of everything that there was, they didn't send the boy band, which is probably the right move. The selection, it wasn't the strongest. I read comments online that Moldova's auditions were a masterpiece
that
compared to
person did not watch the whole 3 hours
I
of
was gonna
Moldova
say.
But I mean,
audition.
sound quality wise.
Sound quality, yes, but
Yeah.
But Moldova as well.
Cannot compare.
It felt
still.
like it sounded like karaoke as well. Moldova, I thought.
Yeah, but on like very drunk karaoke. This one when they tried to perform.
Yeah. But regardless, they produced Bambi and something interesting and weird, which I enjoyed, rather than something bland like a boy band.
Yeah.
So good job, Ireland.
Do you think they're going to qualify? Or do you think it's kind of an interesting performance but may not do so well in Eurovision? Because it's quite edgy, so it kind of I think it's borderline whether these performances make it or not.
It doesn't have the same hype as Slovenia has for the Euro fans who watch usually the semifinals to push through regardless of the performance. So she really needs to do the performance really well.
Yeah, I just saw a lot of happy Irish people that they are finally sending something a bit more interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting doesn't always land a successful spot. Blood and Glitter was interesting, but it didn't stick with people.
True.
Cool. Let's see what happens and move on to the next country. Norway had a heat 3. What did you feel? Did you like this heat? Were you impressed?
Very weak start and a very decent end of the evening, I would say.
That's what she said.
Damn it. Stole my joke.
Yeah. So just to summarize, the 3 songs that I like the most qualified. So
Okay.
I don't think anyone was robbed this week.
No need
let's
to
put
call
it that
Interpol.
way.
No, personally, I think there was a robbing.
Okay, okay. Let's talk
Let
about
me
the
take
robbing.
Let me take my phone out and my notes. I really enjoyed
Take
that Take Me to Heaven.
Of course.
I wanna walk that walk, baby, take me to heaven.
First of all, it speaks to me. Every year I try to get into the Heaven London nightclub. Quite disappointingly so far. But I really enjoyed the sort of chill atmosphere, good fun dancing, fun song.
Very
I liked
Melody Festivalen, the Swedish selection that gave me, it's a good song. But
Yeah, so I felt like
I
he
wrote
was robbed.
I wrote the exact same joke about the nightclub that I would also like to be taken
Exactly. I thought that we should start playing the song when we go to Heaven
there.
and stay in the queue for an hour.
I think we should call him and just ask him how to get into heaven because we've been failing.
But
so
doesn't
much.
he also need to
Yeah.
get into heaven? He's
says
asking
baby.
for help to take him to heaven.
Easily?
It's like a song is like my calling.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll take us to heaven. So, Katrina, you thought that the 3 deserved to go through.
I mean, Mia with Green Lights maybe was borderline for me.
Where do we go? 'Cause right now we're going nowhere.
Didn't do much for me. So.
Borderline or boring.
Yeah, my
Where-
note,
where's the-
it was quite boring. She was out of breath, and I noted that that song was Power from Wish. And she kept saying, "Where are we going? We're going nowhere." But yeah, that's exactly where the song went. Yeah, so borderline qualifier. Not much good to say.
I liked her color and the contrast with the green color. I thought that's a nice
Yeah,
choice.
the hair color was nice, but I felt like the staging and the lights kind of felt like it was too little and too much at the same time, because she had lasers and kind of it was all busy, but also the stage was just so empty and just kind of the song was not going anywhere. So it just felt like it was missing something.
Yeah, there were nice inflections in the melody, I thought, in some places, but I also wrote a bit boring, a bit predictable.
August, did you like Mistra with Walls of Death?
Life is killing me. I'm coming with you willingly.
No, I didn't know. I don't have a lot to say.
I really like the name of a song, Waltz of Death. That's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
song
A
name.
powerful name.
Very
Yeah.
powerful name. So I was really impressed. But I made the note that they had so much plastic on that stage.
Same. I canceled them the second I saw their staging.
Yeah. It looked like Gerda's construction site at home.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. It reminds me of painting, and I hate painting. Like, this is literally what my flat looked like for the last 3 weeks. So yes, I immediately thought of that as well. I liked the vibe overall, but it just seemed like the performance in the song just went nowhere and kind of didn't really climax anywhere. It just kept like kind of very flat and kind of not peaking anywhere. And I was hoping for this kind of like big kind of end climax, and just never came. That's what she said.
That's
I need to wait for somebody to say that.
yeah.
And talking of terrible staging, and Princess with Save Me.
Save me now. Save me. Hurry up, 'cause the roof is coming down. Save me.
Yeah,
they-
I read the comments. People thought that the staging elevated the song, and I was like,
What?
"What staging?"
It once again looked like a piece from your construction site, just accidentally ended up on the stage. It was
In all fairness, she was wearing pajamas, so it could be anything. That's what it felt. I was like, why this look?
And at one point, maybe first part of the song, there was a moment where the dancers were grabbing her pajamas, and I was expecting a dress reveal, but it never happened.
This is exactly what I told to Lucas. Lucas was watching with me and he saw that and I was like, that's an interesting choice for clothing. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. But don't worry, there's going to be something underneath, because that's why it's left like that. And then it
And
never
then
came.
dancers
It so many
came and
times.
were pulling her thing, and yeah, it never came
I
out.
was like, well, reveal the dress, reveal the sparkle.
Yeah, I found it interesting that so the song name was "Save Me," but the only song with the chorus "Save Me" that I could remember was Kano, actually.
Yes.
So I thought it's funny that there are two songs was kind of featuring "Save Me," but I could only remember one of them, and it's not the Anne Princess "Save Me."
Yeah. Yeah, whenever I read the title, I also remembered Kaino.
Yeah.
Save
Save
me.
me.
Ding, 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 ding.
Save me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Anne Princess for me was a generic pop song. I thought it was generic. You could listen to it in the gym kind of song.
But,
Well, I listen to different songs in the gym.
Simone listens to Bambi Thug, so maybe you can listen to it in the gym.
Not by choice. I mean, listen to it because it's played on the TV.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
fair enough.
You
Fair
know,
enough.
one of
yeah.
those.
It wasn't my choice as well to listen to her then.
Kaino, I had really high hopes for, and I think it's okay, but I just keep thinking how good the Spirit in the Sky song was, and I don't think it's as good.
Can you save me when the night is going crazy and my
One way to, I was thinking of how to make this point, and I thought that there was something
Slowly,
about
August, like you
Spirit in
usually
the
do.
Yes, I will
Take your
make my
time.
point word by word. So
That's what she said.
Jesus. All right.
Go on, Sogus.
Let me hurry up. Let me hurry up. I'll do it. Yeah, I think in Eurovision, it's nice when artists bring a bit of soul of where they're from, maybe, and when their songs are a bit soulful. And I thought that the Spirit in the Sky, talking about those, what do you call the lights in the sky in Norway?
Northern Lights.
Northern Lights, yes. In this song, it feels a bit like a commodity song, just a dance track. I don't know if it feels very soulful. but it's fun. I liked.
It's so fun.
It's so much
It's so
fun.
fun.
It's so much fun. Is this the year where 80s vibes are officially out and 90s vibes are officially in?
Mm.
Is this the turning of the
Yeah,
Might
decades?
be.
Or even the kind of early 2000s.
Yeah.
Those kind of
Yeah.
simple.
Because this
Mhm.
was so Eurodance, like ATV, Aqua, like a proper night in Eurodance track.
Yeah, it's so catchy. I mean, it's just gonna be in my head for the next 2-3 weeks easily.
Yeah, it has been in my head.
And I must say, Alexandra's vocals are really, really good.
Yeah, she's on point.
It's difficult to carry a dance song like that. And her vocals really don't drown in those beats, and you can still hear them so clearly.
What
Yeah.
did you think of actual performance on stage as such?
Yeah, not the strongest aspect, maybe.
Or did you not enjoy those weird lips
I loved
dancing?
I loved
I
it.
think it was,
Yeah, the lips. No, the lips
Very good.
element is cool, but her shoulders, her dress, and she was doing a lot of delts. I think in the gym.
Is that the wrong thing?
No, I mean, maybe at some point you stop when you can't fit through a door.
Oh my God.
It's a practical observation, but
right, so we know who's getting cancelled this week.
Very easy.
yeah, but no, the staging, it was this half circle where they were behind, and I don't know his name, but the bald guy who is the soul of the band. Yeah,
I think his name is Fred.
Fred.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Fred, if you're not Fred, but I
Is
think
he
you are Fred.
officially a soul of the band, or is he August's soul of the band?
I think he's August Soul of the band.
Okay.
I thought that was his title.
Okay.
I think, the performance could have been done better. I liked the lips thing. I actually quite enjoyed that part. But I just felt like they just kept on repeating the same thing. Maybe they could have put a different twist. Like they would just rotate and show them again.
Yeah, they were standing in the beginning and standing at the end and just swaying from side to side. So maybe they could do something.
With those broad shoulders.
Do you want to talk about that one remaining band, Vidar Villa with Mer? The
Vidar Lamer?
I was watching this
first
final together. Well, my boyfriend was in the room as well, so I'm just gonna quote what he said. What the fuck
Should
is
we not-
going on with the Norwegian Elton John?
Yeah, it wasn't a good start to the evening, as Katrina said. But yeah, it peaked. It peaked towards the end, so all good.
Yeah, kind of saved it.
Save me.
Mhm.
Okay.
Dum diggy dum. And next we have Lithuania Heat number 3.
Oh dear. Remember when I said after the first weekend that, this must be the worst, and from now on it's only onwards and upwards?
You said that after the first?
Yeah, I said,
First was my favorite.
Exactly. But I was
In
still hoping
retrospect.
in retrospect.
No, I mean, I did like Look Talk at the time.
Oh,
So
I love Look Talk. I listen it
I
on
still
repeat.
love it.
should we start with the kind of the first place winner, which was the Shower Impossible?
Is that what I'm supposed to do?
I was very surprised. I mean, the song especially, I think the song is not bad. I was just surprised that they qualified, and they qualified by quite far as well. I thought that they're definitely not qualified. Not that the song would be bad. I just thought it's not the type of song that we usually qualify in Lithuania.
Yeah, it's a nice song. Maybe not for Eurovision. I definitely liked it, and I kind of almost like felt what he was going through when I was listening to the song. Like it was really emotional and powerful, but the staging just, I don't know, it's not for Eurovision, so it kind of it would need to be so like improved so much. And also I don't think it would qualify if this was our kind of winner. So I don't think it's the strongest performance for sure. But I like the song for some reason. It's kind of
Completely
right.
agree.
Yeah.
Completely agree. I really like the song, but I don't think the song or the staging is for Eurovision.
Yeah, I remembered, I think it was Portugal. I don't remember the name, but they sent a band one time, and they were this jazzy rock something band, which also sounded cool as a song, but It was also
Black Mamba.
yes,
Mhm.
yes, and they were better probably at presenting, and I don't think they did well. So I think these guys, yeah, they looked a bit amateurish. Maybe the jacket, everything. Our roommate said that. Who is this? What is this high school talent show? But
Oh, that's mean.
but they sang. But he sang well. I think the
he
song was
he
solid.
sang well. I liked the song. I don't think it sounded. For me, it didn't sound amateur. It kind of sounded like Dub FX, if you remember that performer. Kind of this, I don't know, poetry-like singing, kind of where it's not rapping, but it's kind of something very rhythmical. But yeah, this I don't know, like the costumes, the staging, just it didn't really work for anyone. And I also thought that it's really weird band name choice combined with a really weird choice for the song, which is Shower Impossible. Sounds like it's impossible to shower.
Just makes you question things.
Yeah, so maybe not the best combination, I would say.
There must be some, meaning beyond why it's shower and blah, blah, blah. Nobody
cannot.
knows that.
Yeah. I didn't
Sounds
do
like
the
it's
research,
impossible to
clearly.
shower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just clicked. I think they reminded me of the Latvian rock band from last year, Blinding
yeah.
Lights,
Yeah.
and even the song was like this rhythmic dun dun.
Yeah,
dun, dun,
lullaby.
Yeah.
lullaby.
I really liked it actually, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But Eurovision don't like it.
And the other song that qualified, I think Simona could pronounce this for us, but I'll try. Pluie de comet.
Pronounced it quite well.
Did I do well?
Come.
Oh, okay. It was comet. With the song Be Careful. What did you guys think? Did you buy into the groovy, jazzy song? Did you think it was boring?
It just should stay as track for elevators.
I like the song.
I thought that Simona will like the song
I
because
like Saulis Glasha sometimes.
that too. But I just remember you listening to this playlist, Sexy Jazz,
I know.
and I think this song definitely would fit into that playlist.
You know what I wrote as comments? Very sexy.
Very sexy. It was so sexy. Oh my god.
I was like, this is maybe not for Eurovision, but later down the night.
And I wrote very cringe. And the fire rain at the end. Oh my god, spare me.
I think the fire rain, and then it kind of suddenly moved into this like blue visual, and it just clashed. I think is what are you going for? Fire, water? Like, can we just be on the same page? Just visuals. Like they went through like so many different visuals, and then fire rains, and then water, and just too much, man, too much for that simple of a song. But it was too much.
I thought that taste aside, maybe this is not Katrina's taste. Maybe this is Simona's taste.
I like cringe sex. What, do you not like that?
No. I thought it was also a bit...
What are you making a note of, Katrina?
I think this is gonna be your intro next week. I like cringe sex.
I think my partner might not be listening to the podcast anymore.
Yeah.
Or might have no partner anymore.
Yeah, I thought what's a bit cringe was she repeated the same phrase 13 times. I think at one point I counted. Never be the same, never be the same. She said it 13 times. I counted as I was listening. Never be the same and never be the same. Never be the same. And
no need to do that now.
we got it.
Are you sure you got the point? I don't need to repeat it 13 times. Yeah, okay. You know who I loved? Angela.
You know what? Me too.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah. And another point to my argument that 80s are out and 90s are back. She was so 90s. She was straight from the Lithuania's 90s rock
Lithuanian
scene.
90s.
Like Lithuanian 90s. Jordana Vutkute. That hairstyle is what the hairstyle my mom had when she had me. Like,
yeah, 100%.
And maybe that style is no longer I don't know about in fashion now, Katrina. Maybe I would hope so because I like
Simona and
it.
Gerda have no fashion taste.
I
Because
liked
I'm
it.
the fashion expert
Yeah.
of the
I
table.
liked it. I thought
definitely
she
want some.
enunciated her words clearly. She was singing with conviction,
Yeah.
with power, with passion, and I resonated with
Yeah.
it. I loved it.
It was dated, but somehow in a good way.
Yeah,
Really
I,
enjoyed
I
the
loved it.
I wrote that I could see my parents voting for this, or like my parents' generation voting for this, because it's kind of like their
Simona.
no, the music from their youth, right? Like, so we grew up like listening to our parents' music, I think, at the time as well. So we're very familiar, I think, with that kind of
It was
style.
like a Lithuanian Bonnie Taylor or something.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Yes, like Bonnie Taylor, like those older rock. And maybe my little brothers will call me boomer, but
Zoomer.
I feel this song a lot.
Yeah. She was robbed. She was robbed.
Robbed. She was number 6
Yeah,
as
she
well.
was definitely
What
too low.
the hell?
But your voice was so strong,
Clear,
and she got
strong,
no points from the jury.
Powerful.
And these witches, Baltos Varnos, got so many points from the jury when they
Yeah.
were
The
they
swamp,
couldn't
the
sing.
swamp ladies.
Oh my god, what's going on with these juries?
Yeah, Interpol.
The past 2 weekends, it's just
Yeah.
Lithuanian police, we need 112.
Coming back to Angela, I just found it quite funny when she revealed her costume kind of at the end with all these and
Oh,
big
the
mirrors
lights.
kind of, and it was like kind of blinding you with the lights and mirror combination. It was kind of very like in your eyes. I thought, is she trying to blind us or something?
She also struggled taking off that jacket for a while as well. I made a note. I'm sure that wasn't planned like that.
Yeah.
She kept on like dragging it on one hand for a while.
Yeah, but otherwise, I think it was a strong performance. It wasn't my favorite. I think the Impossible song was still much more kind of to my liking, but I was surprised that it ended up being so low.
what would have been your second, Gerda?
Do I have to choose a second? It was
Yeah.
a pretty bad.
Yeah.
I liked, well, if you would change Mary Mo's song in maybe 3 or 4 different places, I think that would be a good one. But it's just when she's tried rapping, she lost me.
I wrote cool rapping.
Yeah, it's just some things are not for you, and that's okay.
Stupid wet hair effect.
Stupid about her. Oh my god! And I don't think it suited her really well, and it's so done that hair effect. Like I don't
Like her song is done as well.
know. Yeah. Maybe that's where I'm taking inspiration for my comments. I'm no fashion expert. Only Katrina is our fashion expert, but I feel like the wet hair has been out for the last 2 or 3 years.
But
already.
there's always like at least one performance with wet hair on Eurovision stage. And it's just-
Israel had wet hair last year.
I just don't like it.
Okay, who else in Lithuania is worth talking about?
Well, I would like to bring up the point of Mayday, Zoo or ZOO, regardless of how you call it. What's with all the witchery, first of all? So many witch-like
Yes.
music going on,
Yeah.
this
Yes.
including a bit weird.
Yes.
Also, why you're singing ZOO? Is it Zoo or is it not Zoo?
ZOO. It was so cringe. Oh my God, it was so cringe. And what's with not having shoes?
Yeah, Angela
Because
was the
you're
same.
a witch, you
Angela
know,
was the
it's-
same. She
Okay,
was
but she's
also
a
very
witch.
good.
But the witch point is like, honestly, what's going on? And it's not just in Lithuania,
Yeah.
right? It's like across
Exactly.
Europe. We have Raven, and now we have Bambi. Apparently, there is one very witch-like.
Is it some kind of witchery anniversary going on that we're not aware of, that
Yeah.
people are referring to?
Is it an expression of feminine power, you think?
100%.
I think going to the gym was expression of feminine power, but some people disagree. So I wanted to comment on that. Also, her voice was really interesting and she could use it in a much better song. I don't understand why she picked this song with this melody for her voice and her looks and saying ZOO.
Yeah, it was all stupid. I think the costumes, the staging was just kind of screaming 2000s, but like not in a good way. And just, yeah.
Good voice, but no charisma. Like
Mhm.
she was so frozen on stage. Like Z-O-O.
Z-O-O.
Cringe.
Okay. Same as with Baltos Varnos.
In the night, oh dear heavens, take my sorrow on this ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Varnos indeed.
Baltas.
And they had so much blush on their face. I don't understand what was that about.
Yeah, just couldn't sing as well.
I made a note, more witches, but magic didn't help with singing in tune.
100% that didn't help. And
Wow.
they got quite a lot of scores. I couldn't believe
From
that.
the
It's
jury.
ridiculous.
Mm.
From the jury, who should
Yeah.
know better.
I mean, they got more from the public. But yeah, I don't know how. Angela was definitely a better singer and a better
Yeah,
song and a better vibe because I'm not really with the Baltos Varnos vibe. It just looked messy. Kind of, they were jumping all around the stage and couldn't sing. And I don't know if I made this point already, but also couldn't sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what about their singing, Gerda? Could they? What about the vocals?
Really? Nobody has any opinions about the vocals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, did we talk about the vocals? we talked about the dancing. Yeah. Do you think they got the auto vote because they were folksy? It's bringing something from our culture and it looks...
I don't want to be referred to this as part of our culture, like not singing well.
Oh yeah, they didn't sing very well as well.
Yeah. Have you heard? Did you not notice?
Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Anybody else from Lithuania?
Oh, the San Francisco with Svaigsta galva.
Oh my god, sorry, I wrote Skål. Freudian slip.
I have
Bad at proving my point. 90s are back. She found her teenage clothes from her wardrobe that she used to wear in the 90s and put them on.
I actually thought that it didn't look like the 90s because it looked like a very cheap H&M leather jacket, which you can only find through fast fashion these days. I feel like a quality 90s leather jacket would look so much better. Yeah.
Okay, point taken.
I had a Freudian slip as well as I was making my notes, and I wrote synth poo instead of pop.
Luxembourg, 31 years they held back. After 31 years, they're bringing it out.
Bringing baby back. What?
Baby?
Why
bringing babies back?
What babies?
babies?
Where are the babies? Where are they keeping the baby?
Are you hiding the baby somewhere?
Anyway, let's move on.
Less about babies, more about the songs that we heard. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe they're a bit rusty after 31 years. How many people in Luxembourg? It's a small country, right?
10?
10? More than 10.
Our geography expert,
Surely.
Katrina.
Surely more than
opines.
10.
10 and half of them are Portuguese, as far as I know.
Yeah, Portuguese fan community is really big there.
I think we just need to look how many people attended the event and the answer. A
Pretty
couple
much.
of people probably be off.
That's all the people?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Pretty much. Did you see that stage? Did you see the size of the audience?
Yeah.
Like you look at it and you think, oh wait, is that the no, it's not Eurovision. It's just Luxembourg's national selection.
Yeah, the stage was massive. The production kind of value, quality, I don't know how you call it, was just insane. It looked like Eurovision, as you said. But and it looked like the seats were full, but the standing area just looked so empty. And I was like, what is this? Like they couldn't even gather enough people so that the kind of the audience feels kind of present. But yeah, it was insane how much money they invested.
Well, if you come back with a bang.
Oh yeah, and they just came back with a bang, and it just took forever. It lasted almost like 45 minutes or so longer than planned. It dragged forever. They did. I'm not sure you watched the show, but they had many interval acts. The voting sequence was dragged to the extreme. They had Alexander Rybak.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they had Ruslana.
Oh, shit.
They had Catherine from Catherine and the Wave, the UK's last winner from 97. and someone else.
I saw a fairly awkward moment where they were interviewing Catherine and made some kind of funny comment about British weather and food being bad, and she just soured really quickly. And I thought that's just so awkward. You could give that moment.
Yeah. Like people were saying that basically that show really went downhill in the last 40 minutes because random things started happening. So it was like absolute perfection for the first 3 hours. And then this confrontation with Catherine, Wi-Fi issues during the voting sequence, when the UK presenter just froze. She broke the award.
Yeah. What? She dropped the award.
She dropped the award and it broke in half.
Oh, wow.
Have they not had any events for 31 years?
She dropped the F-bomb twice.
Really?
On live TV.
Wow.
During the voting sequence, when she was ahead, the hosts ask, "Oh, what's her name again? Tali, how are you feeling?" And she's like, so happy, radiating. I'm like, what the fuck is going
on? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, all the drag and the commentators, the English commentators of the show admitted that they were drunk.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
basically someone on Reddit said it's like RTL, which is the national broadcaster. It's like the RTL bosses clocked out at 10 p.m. sharp and then as scheduled, and then left the rest for the interns to run because it was quite a circus for the final 40 minutes.
Maybe it's the rust of 31 years.
So you're saying that I tuned in for the best part because I only tuned in for the last 40 minutes.
Yeah. You tuned in for the fun.
Any performances stand out, or do we want to just talk about the winner?
For me, the winner stood out. So
agree.
Yeah.
The ballad, Rick's ballad, was a strong ballad.
Those are the two that people were talking about. Crick's ballad, or
the Crick's one was with a white dress.
Yeah.
I wrote that if I liked ballads, I would probably enjoy this one, but I don't really like ballads. So
yeah, same.
I don't know what is a ballad anymore. After that, somebody pushed back on my comment on YouTube that on the French song, I said we're not that into ballads, and they said it's not a ballad.
With that accent?
Yeah, they said it. Okay. They wrote
exactly
it like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm misremembering, but it's not a ballad.
Misreading.
Then I went on Google and I Googled and it said ballad is basically a song that you listen to when you're alone in the car in the rain. And it is.
Very scientific definition of ballads.
It's the definition.
Environmentally unfriendly. I think we need to move on.
I think Katrina is not a fan of ballads, right?
No, but I share Gerda's sentiment. If I was into ballads, I probably would like it because I could appreciate it's a strong song, good song. Yeah, could even hear it in like a James Bond movie. It's like a solid ballad.
And I felt like that is sort of a song that I would associate Luxembourg with. I would think that they would take that song over what won, which was surprising.
Yeah. So should we talk about the winner?
Yes. What did you guys think? It's funny that you mentioned Ruslana because I thought that she was kind of wanting to emulate something similar with the Balkan beats and the dance group, and the song is a fighter, and
it's like they missed out on the larger part of the 90s and the 2000s. It's like they're catching up, they missed out on that opportunity to send these kind of songs,
all of
these songs, and during those decades. So they're playing catch up.
31 years of history.
I felt it was a classic bop kind of. Again, numerous times it was performed in Eurovision, these types of songs. I think what I did enjoy, and why it was still my favorite that night, it was nice to hear a kind of French singing in a non kind of typical French song, like it was a dance, kind of dance bop sung in French in parts, and that was just a nice kind of twist because usually France just sounds kind of very
Voila.
ballady. Well, I don't know what's a ballad.
No, I enjoyed the dance part. Yeah, I think it can be, if done well, it can be a nice, pleasant song to sing whilst watching Eurovision and just have fun. Not my favorite song, but something that I will not hate as such.
Yeah, but Ruslana did it better with the dancing.
I don't think anybody is comparing her to Ruslana. I think Ruslana is a different league.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, but I also thought the French was interesting to hear, and but I don't think it's gonna be a winner. I don't know if it will qualify.
I think it may qualify just because they've been out for so long. I
Yeah.
feel like at least fans might feel about Luxembourg the same way they feel about Australia when they first participated. It's kind of, there's a lot of kind of just kind of nice gestures that, like, oh, they're coming back, we're welcoming them, like, don't leave them with kind of nil points.
Welcome
the
back.
rule we don't apply to certain countries.
Because they never leave.
It's like a sign to leave, but we don't.
That's it about Luxembourg, I think, unless anybody else has anything to say. We had artists and songs announced from a few countries. We had Iceland, Denmark, and Serbia, who had a semi actually, but we are not going to talk about it today.
A semi.
Other than mentioning that Constracta, the lady who was washing her hands in the performance last year, is back.
Year
Year before. Oh, yes.
Time flies.
Time flies. Anyway, any notable announcements from Iceland, Denmark, Serbia?
Yeah, so the Iceland one, I think that's kind of caused a bit of viral moment, I would say, on social media, on Twitter, on Reddit. So they announced, I think, a number of participants, but one particularly caught the interest of all the kind of fans and also the bookies. So one of the artists is a Palestinian artist. And immediately after the announcement, the bookies put Iceland as the top for the winner in Eurovision this year. Previously, it was Ukraine at the top, and I think bookies at this point in time, they tried to kind of frame it as a political contest, given that the songs are not out yet. And so for that reason, the release of this kind of Palestinian artist participation in Eurovision selection process was kind of deemed to be a success for Iceland. In addition, Iceland this week, the Icelandic broadcaster said that they will be reconsidering their participation in Eurovision this week if Israel is allowed to participate. So I don't know if it's related to kind of the Palestinian artist potential choice whether to participate in Eurovision. They haven't chosen this artist, I guess, just to clarify. But yeah, so a few interesting developments. I think after that selection, candidates were announced.
I didn't see these comments. Is this Bashar?
Yeah.
Oh, and he was also the guy who was being hyped up for his song, but I didn't realize he was Palestinian.
Yeah, and kind of the promo video that he released was with the band Hatari, who represented Iceland
2019.
Oh, wait.
2019.
That's
and
the
who
metal
were,
band.
Yeah, and who were also protesting Israel at the time.
Yeah.
So it's very politically pointed
Yeah.
kind of participation, I think.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, let's watch this development.
Should we enter social media echoes as
Echoes.
echoes?
Yeah, so I kind of segued a little bit into social media echoes with this kind of Icelandic development. But a few other points to note. So the semifinal draw will happen this week before we release the podcast. So we will be discussing it, I think, in great detail because it does kind of drive the odds of how likely some countries are to qualify. The other interesting point was that, so we discussed last week, one of the Norwegian participants, Gote, who are considered to be one of the frontrunners in the Norwegian selection process.
Is she another witch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The year of the
Of
witches.
course, yes. That's just a valid guess.
The year of the witches. So they were told by the national broadcaster that they need to rewrite the song because it is almost identical to a 1,000-year-old ballad. So they will be changing their song lyrics. I'm not sure whether it will happen ahead of the Norwegian final, given that the announcement came out this week.
And that's a Norwegian ballad?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, 1,000-year ballad, my post
Okay.
says. I'm not sure whether it's a Norwegian or just kind of
Or just
Viking.
Yeah. General Viking
general
area.
Viking.
Is the 1,000-year ballad copyrighted or something?
I think the same thing happened with Shum, the Ukrainian performance, where they kind of were influenced heavily by some Ukrainian folk songs and had to rewrite, like change their performance. So yeah, I'm not sure whether it will happen before the Norwegian final, because it was a very kind of late in the day announcement. But yeah, watch the space. There were plenty of memes about the Irish selection. I guess in particular, Bambi Thugs and what's her name? The pink lady.
Another pink hair.
Ailsha's combination, who seemed to be quite friendly in the final. And yeah, this is kind of typical Barbie Oppenheimer or pink black kind of combination.
Mm-hmm.
And some memes also referring to Bambi Thugs and final lyrics, Avada Kedavra. So plenty of Harry Potter influenced memes.
I think I didn't even hear Avada Kedavra.
Avada Kedavra.
Because you were dead by that point. You never hear Avada Kedavra. You just die.
I mean, you hear actually.
You hear, and then you don't exist.
Yeah.
Are we,
because that's the last thing you hear.
Is this scientifically proven, or is this?
It's very much indeed scientific. I don't understand why you're even questioning. Have you gone to school, Gerda?
Harry Potter school? No.
Yeah, but Hogwarts. It's called Hogwarts.
I mean, there are more schools than just
that
Hogwarts.
Is true.
So
that is true.
Please don't try to catch me out.
On the Avada Kedavra comment, our roommate was listening to the song with great attention, and he was, I think, impressed by all of it. And then he heard the last words, Avada Kedavra, and he said, "Oh my gosh, a freaking nerd! she ruined it. All this potential." And of course, it's just nerdy BS.
Okay, interesting take from your roommate. Yeah, and then the final, just funny comment about the Czech performance that we already discussed in the first episode. But there has been news that the performance could be revamped for Eurovision. So some improvements could be made. But I
good, well needed.
Enjoyed somebody's comment on Reddit who said, "But the song is good. Work on all the rest, babe." Which I think captured our views as well quite well.
Yeah, so a lot happened this week. We see the return of the 90s. We see witches, some radio songs, some radio faces, some good ones, some a bit boring, but we're getting there. And hope for new good things in future weeks. Thank you for spending time with us. Have a good day or whenever you listen to this. Bye.
Or sexy night.
See, sexy time.
Adios.